Thanks for joining us. I'm David Mulco, and we begin with the Portland Trail Blazers landing the guy they wanted, plus making a big trade before the draft even started. Orlando Sanchez was at the Blazers training facility as this all unfolded. Orlando, reaction pouring in tonight for Rip City, and apparently some rave reviews as well.
Yeah, lots of A's on the Portland Trail Blazers report card for day number 1 of the draft. Sports Illustrated, Yahoo, USA Today, all putting an A on that report card following day 1 of the draft. And the action got started before a pick was ever made. The Blazers didn't wait for the draft to start to make a move. ESPN's Adrian Wojnarowski, the first to report the Blazers sending guard Malcolm Brogdon to the Washington Wizards, along with the 14th overall pick in this year's draft, a first rounder in 2029, as well as a couple of future second rounders. In exchange, the Blazers get this guy, 6'9" forward Deni Avdija. Fresh off a breakout season with the Wizards, Avdija averaged about 15 points, 7 rebounds per game last season, shooting 50% from the field, 37% from 3. Portland gets bigger at a position of need on a team-friendly contract. Then, the Blazers were on the clock.
With the 7th pick in the 2024 NBA Draft, the Portland Trail Blazers select Donovan Clingan from the University of Connecticut.
The Blazers go big, selecting Donovan Clingan 7th overall, standing 7'2" with a 7'7" wingspan. He is massive. Portland gets a rim protector and a strong defender. He put up 13 and 7 this season, and straight up, he's a winner. A 2-time national champion with the UConn Huskies.
Yeah, man, I'm super excited, super thrilled, blessed. It doesn't feel real, but I've worked really hard for this moment my whole life, and I'm really excited to get it going. And I really just want to learn every day. I want to grow every day, and I want to try to bring championships back to Portland.
Clingan was the best available player on the ESPN broadcast when the Blazers were on the clock. General Manager Joe Cronin said Clingan has been on their radar since last year, saying he addresses some huge needs for this team, especially on defense and rebounding. Cronin said it was one of the easier selections they'll ever make.
Who he is as a person, the type of player he is, the defensive prowess that he brings, the winning mentality, a lot of good features, and Donovan has an extremely bright future.
There you have it. There's the professional aspect to this, right? But also the personal on the journey of these players and their families. And it sounds like it was really an emotional night for the Clingan family.
For sure, David. Clingan wore the number 32 in college in honor of his mother, Stacy, who wore that number as a player. She passed away after her battle with cancer when Donovan was in 8th grade. He also wore pictures of her and his family on the inside of his jacket tonight at the draft. He said, "I know she's proud."
I'm sure she would be. The stars, I guess, really align when you look at how this all came together for Rip City tonight. Now the hard work really begins. So what comes now?
Yeah, David, the work never stops. Joe Cronin said he's going to stay open to the idea of trades down the line. But one thing we do know for sure is they still have 2 more picks tomorrow at number 34.
We can't forget about round 2, right?
And number 40, yeah, and that's a new addition in this year's draft. Normally, this all gets done on one night. Now they've stretched it out into 2 nights, and the Blazers back on the clock tomorrow with a couple of picks.
A lot could still happen, but we are so glad it started off just like this. What a night. Thanks,
oh, yeah,
Orlando.
that's for sure.
Appreciate it. To get you caught up on tonight's other headlines now, Portland police are looking for the people responsible for a deadly shooting in North Portland that left 1 man dead. Police say this was around 5:30 this morning on North Atlantic Avenue near Lombard Street. KGW spoke with neighbors who told us they heard about 6 to 8 gunshots. One of them said they saw 3 people run away after the shooting. No word on any arrests or suspects. In Salem, police have arrested a man and a teenager following an armed robbery at a convenience store. Officers say 23-year-old Barry Johnson and a 16-year-old robbed the U.S. Market on 12th Street Southeast on Monday, then took off in a stolen car with cash and merchandise. Both were arrested on Tuesday. Officers say they also recovered 2 semi-automatic rifles and ammunition. And a football coach from the Beaverton School District has resigned after he was accused of slapping and shaking students awake awake in their beds during an off-site summer sports camp. Jamal Jones stepped down after leading the Westview High team for a year. Jones, who is also a Hillsborough police officer, has not been charged with any crimes. He's now on leave from the department, while authorities investigate. Well, we are keeping a close eye on the Darlene 3 wildfire burning tonight in Deschutes County near LaPine, with Central Oregon Fire at last check saying it has now burned over 2,600 acres. Officials say westerly winds increased fire behavior this afternoon, pushing the flames east toward Finley Butte and away from LaPine. Containment now remains at 30% with level 3 go now evacuations east of Highway 97, with much of LaPine under a level 2B set. Crews from Clackamas and Lane counties are also on site after Oregon's governor issued an order Tuesday that freed up resources to help fight that fire. Two major developments this evening in Multnomah County, which has pushed pause on purchasing tarps and tents for homeless people, while Portland City Council debates whether it should keep funding what is called the Joint Office of Homeless Services. Blair Best has the latest.
Tents and tarps, materials many of us have come to associate with homelessness in Multnomah County, and materials at the core of a debate between the city and county, which came to a head this month. The county uses taxpayer dollars to purchase and distribute thousands of tents and tarps to homeless people as a life safety measure. The city then spends millions of dollars removing them from city sidewalks. In an unanticipated move this week, the Multnomah County chair ordered the Joint Office of Homeless Services to stop purchasing tents and tarps until a new policy is developed. That's according to Portland City Commissioner Renee Gonzalez's office on Wednesday.
I'm very appreciative of this step forward from them and really helping us clean up the city.
This decision came less than 72 hours before the city was set to vote on whether they'll continue funding the Joint Office of Homeless Services. That's the city and county-run group that manages money meant for the crisis. The county holds most of the power.
I'm not surprised by the timing at all in that respect, but the good news is it helped accelerate a conversation that had been dragging on for a bit.
The new contract on the table calls for the city to send the county about $30 million a year for the next 3 years to address homelessness. The current contract expires on Sunday, and city commissioners have yet to reach a decision on whether or not they'll continue sending those dollars to the county.
For the record, a unified homeless response system is crucial.
Less than 10 minutes into the meeting Wednesday morning,
Mr. Mayor, I'm kind of having a hard time following the plot. Can you kind of translate what Commissioner Ryan?
No, I can't, because I'm hearing two different things. So
confusion and turmoil over who and how many people will ultimately decide what that city money is spent on.
did that help, Commissioner Maps?
Not really. I still don't understand what Commissioner Ryan did.
Okay, the math isn't working for me. Can we take a 10-minute recess? 11:34. We'll reconvene in 10 minutes.
good.
Let's see if we can iron this out.
Some commissioners want to see behavioral health experts and formerly homeless taxpayers, among others, added to that deciding committee. That eventually passed, almost 2 hours later.
Adding them to the table, in my opinion, brings that diversity of thought that is necessary as we tackle the most important issue facing our region.
What makes a big difference to me is hearing from folks who have experience, who are have expertise in this work.
In another turn of events, in came Multnomah County Commissioner Sharon Myron, testifying against the city sending money to the county.
The idea that the city's giving this money to the county with us having hundreds of millions of dollars, that doesn't seem right.
Wednesday ended with the issue pushed to a third reading and a potential vote next week. Here's how the commissioners stand right now.
I'm going to vote against the IGA.
Then
I'm ready to vote yes.
For now, I'm going to support it.
I have to mull that over. It looks like I get a week to do that.
Blair Best, KGW News.
New tonight, a North Portland building that was once a drugstore, then an eyesore, is now just weeks away from housing more than 100 people. Catherine Cook is here to take us inside. Catherine?
David, the Arbor Lodge shelter is the latest effort funded by a measure voters passed in 2020. People referred from surrounding neighborhoods will get priority there. Both the city and county hope this brings them closer to their goal of adding 1,000 more shelter beds by the end of next year. It's a ribbon cutting that felt more like a finish line. The building behind these community members was once a Rite Aid pharmacy here on North Lombard in Denver. Now it's the Arbor Lodge shelter. In a matter of weeks, the newly renovated site will reopen with room for 106 people experiencing homelessness.
Kind of takes my breath away for a sec.
Daniel Havanas is CEO of Do Good Multnomah, the nonprofit operating the shelter. He's hopeful for those who will soon call this place home.
We're trying to shoot for 90 days that folks can stay here and then go on to the next phase of their housing. Hopefully it's permanent housing at that point, but success looks different for many different folks.
Multnomah County bought the building in 2020 for $2.7 million using federal COVID funds. The space started out as a COVID vaccine clinic. Then it turned into a winter shelter, a wide open space with cots. Last year, the building closed for a $9 million renovation. More than half of those costs covered by state shelter expansion legislation. Each bed features a charging port and light. There are also bathrooms, a kitchen, and access to wraparound services. Sean Rotbergs will serve as program manager.
We're hoping to instill lifelong skills into folks that come through our doors, helping them learn how to sustainably cook for themselves, methods of safe ways of cooking. They're offered just the same as any of our other programs, a place where a case manager will meet with them, meet their individual needs.
Organizers say none of it would be possible without community support.
Now it's time for us to say, no more, not in my backyard. It's time for us to say, let's put it in our neighborhood. This is much, much needed.
From Terrence Moses with the Kenton Neighborhood Association to Peggy Shannon.
I live 2.5 blocks from here on Concord Avenue.
They're all invested, they're all hopeful, and they all want their new neighbors to know.
We want to welcome the people that are going to live here and have them really be part of our community.
In North Portland, Catherine Cook, KGW News.